Andiamo scanno. Today I'm going to draw one of the bird clans of the Onondaga or the Seneca people, and I'm going to try to keep it as easy to follow as I can. And I'm going to start by drawing some basic shapes on here. So I'm going to make this Joas hat, or this great blue heron. And I'm going to start by making some basic shapes. And I guess the largest shape that I'm going to make is a rectangular shape like this. And I think I'm going to, on the back part of it, kind of make it bend down a little bit. So it's got this slope on there. And then I'm going to make it back here kind of slope up about halfway like that. So we have kind of a shape like this. And just to give me a reference, I'm going to take and draw a line like so. And that's going to be his body. And I have looked at and researched the shape of this bird with photographs and so forth. And you know, it's very beautiful and interesting because their neck is very unique. And it has kind of a, we're going to draw kind of a S shape to it. So we're going to draw it like this. And then on top, I'm going to make it go this way. And then I'm going to have it slope down like this. And this Joas hat that I'm going to make, he's going to be fishing. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to follow it and show the bottom part of his neck, his S-shaped neck like this. Almost like a snake shape to it. And you can kind of see that I'm going this direction this way. And I got his beak on there. So we can do proportions like that to lay it out. And it'll make it easier for us to come back and put details in. And you know, his back is kind of shaped like this. Maybe we'll make it a little bit higher up there and just scoop down a little bit more here. And the way it goes is when his tail is folded, his folded up wings on the side might be like this, more like that. So we have a great shape already. And we're going to come in here and we'll add some more details, but these are his wings as they're all folded up, and they got some long primary feathers like that. And then down below here, below this, we'll just kind of draw a little bit of a triangular shape here, and that is his tail folded up. So we're showing his feather structure. And now we're going to take a minute and put his long legs in. And as I said, from practice and looking at photographs, I have a good feel for way they're shaped, and I'm going to make it cut off like that because I'm going to have him standing in the water. Because I'm going to make him, like I said, I'm going to make him fishing. So his one part of his leg right here where it bends is here. So I'm going to do this one, and this leg, his back leg, I'm going to make it more straight. Like this. And that's also in the water. So it gives him a good stance so that he can shoot his beak and catch a fish. To ask that. Now, let's take a minute, and as we look at this, we're going to take and kind of locate his eye, about this far down. And I'm just going to draw a circle. Show where it's at. Okay? So now, the way his markings go, and the way he goes is, we'll draw this line here, and we're going to divide this. We're going to divide this beak up to show the top and the bottom of his long, sharp beak. And we're going to draw and have it go right below the eye like that. Now, I think down here, we'll just kind of come up this far, and maybe we'll widen his chin a little bit. And up here, we're going to make his head a little bit more rounded on top, so to make it a little bit thicker here. So you get that idea of that. And now they have a really unique plume that kind of goes like this. We're going to kind of make it that way. So there you have a real good idea of their anatomy. And the beak, their beak goes all the way to where their eye is. Maybe we'll make a little line here. And we're going to make their eye like this. Real round. Make it a circle and show it like that. And they kind of have a, I don't know if you'd call, what you would call it, a breathing hole, or in the top of their beak like that. So we have a good idea how we want him to look. And since we have it that way, I'm going to take a heavy marker this time. And I like the way this is looking, so I'm going to take this and use it this way. And I'm going to trace my lines like this. I'm going to show the shape of his beak. Show his eye. And we did a lot of the work already. Draw the rest of it like that. And just kind of follow my lines. Down here he has some sharp plumes. So So I'm going to do that and show that like that. And the way his markings go is he has some dark speckles that go along his neck like that. So I'm just going to fire them in there right now. Do the back of his neck. And you see how I'm just kind of following my guidelines and giving him a nice line like that. He has long, skinny legs. Got that one bent. Now I'm going to show the water, and I'm just going to go like this. Show little ripples, like little rings. Like that. So we got a lot done. Looks good. Now we'll go back in and we'll use our eraser. Let our marker dry a little bit, and we'll erase these unwanted guidelines like that. So the heron is one of our bird clans, and I'm sure the people watch them, and they're very patient, and they'll stand a long time in a creek or a pond, and they'll just be watching, and the fish will be swimming by underneath them, and next thing you know, real quick, they'll just dart their head, plunge it in the water, and catch a fish. And you can see this guy, he's looking down and looking in the water. He might stay that way for hours. Oops. Okay, so we got that. Now, we'll take and I've got this kind of bluish color that I want to use, and well, maybe I'll go with a lighter color, different color. I'm gonna go with this kind of grayish color, and I'm gonna come in here and just put some color here in different spots, and I'm gonna leave his face area here kind of, I'm gonna leave it white. And here I'm going to leave white. So I'll take and use this gray color and color him in like that. And you see, it don't take too long. And I try to use my pencil strokes to show like texture of his feathers, how I think they would be looking. And he does have some, also have some markings, a few markings here and there that we can add in, but we need to get the basic big coloration in of him. And then we'll kind of give it a little bit of bluish tint. But you notice how right now I'm not afraid of going through and making some big strokes with this to show his color. And I'm putting it in a kind of some different layers like this. To show it. Now his legs, oddly enough, are kind of brownish, a little bit brownish red. So I'm gonna follow how they generally look. And color them in just a little bit. And you know, you don't have to go crazy and color things in completely solid sometimes. And you see how it gives it a little bit of a texture when you just go easy with the color. And like anything, like I keep saying, practice is the key with anything you do. Okay, I'm going to take and do some yellow. I'm going to color half of his eye, top half yellow, and I'm going to color the top on the collar. I think I'm going to go with the bottom part of his beak being this yellow. Like that. Now to really make that pop, I'm going to go with a kind of an orangish color now. And look at how just that little bit really brings that alive. Down here, I'll just shoot a little line there. And like that. Really makes a difference, don't it? Maybe I'm gonna just do some little bit of shine on here. Oh, let's see. Now I'm going to put some darker shadow. Use a little bit darker gray and kind of a bluish gray color. And just kind of color in the one side of his head. And down below I'll take it and show the shadow side of things, and I think I'm going to go like this. I'm going to start with the color of this. Use that darker gray, and I'm going to add some other colors to it, I think, but you get the idea. Now, he has on his back, he's got some long hackles. Maybe towards the back I'll show some individual feathers like this. Just real quick. Give it a little bit of soft shading. I'm not spending all day doing it. Show some shading here. And you're starting to get a good feel of his color. Let's see. Let's take this light kind of blue. I'm going to go around different spots and just give it a light. Just a really light color, coloring it in different places. and really being heavy with it. But he's more gray than blue, but he's called that great blue heron in English. Joass hat. The people that belong to this clan are referred to as Honondaionga. Honondaionga. Heron clan. Now this part I'm going to color black. This is what his. His feather up here looks like. Neat again. Oh, let's take a little bit of a bluish color. And again, we don't have to get crazy, but we can give the idea of neganos, of the water. Maybe do it almost as a shadow, you know, of the shadow that he would cast in the water like that. So there it is. Joass hat.